Hi, this is Ashton, and I'm going to talk about suicide thinking and how to recognize when you might get a hint that someone is thinking suicide. And the first thing you can do, if you really feel that it sounds like this person might be thinking of suicide, you just ask the question, um, are you thinking about suicide? Because I've heard that you're missing work, you're late to school, you're not getting your assignments done, and are you thinking suicide? Just simple things like that. It might annoy the person because I think I would get annoyed if somebody asked me that. And I might not even be thinking suicide at all. It's just how I am. Maybe I look down for the day because today was rough and I just feel so down. I don't feel like talking to anybody. So if someone asks me a question like that, at first I'm going to think, get out of here, just get out of my face. But it's only good if you try. Another thing is when you get the hint that somebody's being sarcastic when it comes to suicide, like me, of course. I used to be very sarcastic about it. I would just give hints to people like, I'm going to commit suicide in myself, I think. And then I go, well, today was rough. And um, I've just been thinking a lot lately. And I'm always in this depression. But I'll never be in this depression again with a smile on my face. And that's obviously sarcastic suicide thinking because to myself, without giving the complete description of how I'm feeling in that I want to commit suicide, I become sarcastic to it and just giving the hint, as an attitude, a certain behavior that I'm giving off. So a lot of people give hints on committing suicide. Some people might actually break down and tell you, I'm thinking suicide. And that was good for the fact that you're being honest and you're letting somebody know. So when you're willing to get help without someone having to force to get you help, it just shows that you are thinking and that you do have a pattern in which you follow to keep you around rather than death by suicide. And so what I'm saying now is if you recognize somebody possibly thinking suicide, don't be afraid to ask, are you thinking suicide? And it's kind of in the way you ask it too. Don't be like very upset like, are you thinking of committing suicide? Sometimes that don't work and it doesn't work on me definitely. It just gets me annoyed, but I think people know that you won't commit suicide when you give the impression that you are able to deal with it. It's just by how you're shown without even saying it can tell so much. So thinking about suicide and practicing those techniques on how to ask somebody if they're thinking or just looking out for something if it feels suspicious like they might possibly think suicide. So it's a lot in that. But that's just some techniques I learned in my trainings for the job I have now. And I hope it helps for you. So if you're watching this video, you might look at it and say, because this is my thinking, you might look and say, okay, this is not going to help me. Why is this guy talking about that? But it's the fact that you took the time to watch this video and acknowledge things in the video along with in yourself and just asking the question to yourself. And the fact that it showed that you gave time to watch this shows you do have the capability of getting past deep suicide thinking, and it should help you. So till then, I will release more information and techniques on mental illness and coping with that and dealing with everyday life.